Today I'll finally introduce Chawan-mushi, which has been requested several times in the comments. You'll be surprised at how easy it is. The main dish will be an imitation unagi bowl with something reasonable and healthy. They will appear later in the video, but first let me introduce a side dish using tofu. Even though it's a side dish, this is very satisfying and rich in protein, so it can be a main dish. Wrap tofu in paper towel and drain thoroughly. You can place a heavier plate like this. The vegetable you put in can be changed to your liking, but please avoid those with a lot of water in them. I add carrot and edamame. Chop the carrot like this. You can add green beans instead of edamame. The edamame are frozen, so warm the beans in the microwave for 1 minute before removing them from their pot. Does the Asian grocery store you go to sell fried tofu like this? Japanese fried tofu exists in two types. One is a little thicker, and the other is fluffy and very light like this. This thin, lightweight one is much easier to handle when inserting filling inside, as in this case. It may be possible to successfully create a cavity inside without doing anything. If it's difficult to do so, it's easier to make a cavity by placing chopsticks on top of the fried tofu and rolling them. Since it still takes time to drain the tofu, make the soup in the meantime. Today I have leftover canned tomato in the fridge and I want to use them up, so I'm thinking about what ingredient would go well with the soup. Basically, it goes with any ingredient. Add onions and Chinese cabbage. It tastes better if you add a little ham, sausage, or chicken. And today, since I'm adding shiitake mushrooms to chawanmushi, I put the rest of shiitake mushrooms into the soup as I prepare it. The mushroom stems are added to the soup. Today I'm making chawanmushi just 2 to try, so I need only 2 slices of shiitake mushrooms. The rest is added to the soup. Add only 200 ml of water and bring to a boil. Add canned tomatoes later, so less water is needed. Simmer until vegetables are tender. For draining tofu, occasionally press a weight on top of the tofu several times to squeeze out the water and discard. Place the tofu in the bowl with the carrots and edamame. Later, there will be another seasoning, so here we will only use a little menthiu. You can also use soy sauce. Crack in the egg and mix well. Stir until tofu is mashed and smooth. This is then stuffed into the fried tofu that has just been cut. Leave about 1/3 of the space at the top. Then fasten here with a toothpick or spaghetti. Pass the toothpick through the fried tofu as if you were stitching in waves. If you do not have a toothpick, break the dried spaghetti into short pieces before using it. By the way, it's okay if a tiny bit of egg liquid leaks out from the bottom. All that is left is to simmer. Put water in a pot. Add soy sauce, mirin, sugar, and dashi powder. It tastes better with dashi, but can be served without it. After mixing lightly, add the fried tofu. Cover and bring to a boil. Then reduce heat to low. Cook over low heat for 5 minutes. Turn the fried tofu over halfway through so that both sides of the fried tofu soak up the flavor. Cook for another 5 minutes. Turn off heat and let cool. Cooling it down while cooking other dishes allows the flavor to soak in even more. As the vegetable in the soup cook, add the canned tomatoes. Add dashi powder, soy sauce, sugar, and miso paste. You can add soy sauce instead of miso. Taste at the end and add a little salt to taste. It can also be made with slightly less canned tomatoes. If so, increase the water. The next dish to be made is Chawan-mushi. Today's recipe is for a standard Chawan-mushi. Change the ingredient to your liking. By the way, I will make 2 of them today as a test, so the amount is small, but please refer to the description section. This is Mitsuba, a standard ingredient in Japanese Chawan-mushi. It's like the Japanese version of parsley. The flavor is quite different from that of parsley. Chop it up because I want to use it as a topping for the rice bowl I will make at the end. The one on the left is the one used for Chawan-mushi. This is Kamaboko boiled fish cake. It's sufficient to put in only 1 piece per cup. Skip if no Kamaboko is available. The use of shrimp is also popular and recommended. Chicken is also good in very small quantities. Lately, my husband has been wanting to take the skin off the chicken, so I take it off, but I think it tastes better with the skin on. The key point is to cut it so small. Also use the slice of shiitake mushrooms that you have previously cut up. I'm trying with 1 egg first. Remember to prepare 3 times the amount of water as the weight of the eggs. So when you break an egg, weigh it. The egg I used was 55 grams, so I tripled the amount of water and added 165 ml. Dissolve the dashi powder and seasonings in this water. Originally, soup stock made from bonito or kombu is used, but today it's simply water with the powder dissolved in it. It can be seasoned with salt alone or with a little soy sauce. This is a small amount for 1 egg, so I added a very small amount of salt and soy sauce. Once these are well dissolved in water, add beaten eggs. Mix well as if you were cutting the egg whites with chopsticks. You have to mix it well, but make an effort not to create bubbles. If there is air in the egg mixture, it will turn into small holes when heated. But bubbles do form. Crush as much as possible with chopsticks. When the egg mixture is ready, place the chicken in a heat-proof cup and add the shiitake mushrooms on top. Shiitake mushrooms provide a good amount of flavor in just 1 thin layer. You can also add fish cake, but I wanted to make sure the fish cake didn't sink, so I will put that in just before it's finished. Here is another key point. When pouring the egg mixture, pour it in as gently as possible. And please be sure to use a mini strainer. Do not fill the cups to the brim, but to about 80%. Ideally, the ingredients should be about 1/5 of the egg mixture. The cups were larger than I had imagined, so I made another batch of egg mixture. By the way, this cup holds 1 cup of water when full. You can probably make about 3 servings with 2 eggs and 3 times that amount of water. Mix without foaming, and be sure to cover the cup with aluminum foil or a similar material. Today we will cook in this little pot. Fill the pot 1/3 full of water and bring to a boil. If you lay down a dishcloth, the cups will not shift. First, steam on high heat for 3 minutes. Then reduce heat to low and steam for 10 minutes. After 10 minutes, check to see if it has hardened. When it has hardened, it's finished. Here, I topped it with fish cake. The other one is also topped with fish cake. Kamaboko can be eaten without cooking. Probably okay, but steam for 2 to 3 more minutes just to be sure. Finally, we will make an imitation unagi ball. This eggplant turns into unagi. The eggplant will be fluffy and juicy, just like the flesh of fish or meat, so enjoy! Eggplant is best when you can get thicker one like this. Peel all the skins. The dark purple part of the eggplant is full of nutrients, and I really like to cook it with it on, but for this occasion, I will not use it. When ready, wrap tightly in plastic wrap. Heat it at 500 watt for 3 minutes. When cool enough to touch, cut a slit lengthwise with a knife. Be careful not to make the cut too deep here. The eggplant is soft, so use your hands to open up slightly so that it lies flat. Insert the knife a little at a time. Making a shallow slit like this makes it look like eel. I should have put this cut on the other side. Sprinkle light dusting of flour on both sides. Put sesame oil in a fry pan and cook the eggplant. You can use other oil. Cook over medium heat for 1 to 2 minutes. While cooking, make the sauce. Put sake, mirin, soy sauce, sugar, and oyster sauce. I didn't need sake, but I put it in by mistake. You all can skip this. Turn over when flour is lightly browned. Cook the other side for 1 to 2 minutes. Then add the sauce. Without sake, I guess it will be easy for the sauce to boil over. If the sauce is thickened and well mixed with the eggplant, it's ready to serve. In my case, the sauce is not going to cook down, so I take the eggplant out at once. Thicken the sauce with a little water-soluble potato starch. Do not add too much potato starch because there is not much sauce. After adding potato starch, bring to a boil for at least 1 minute. Serve rice in the bowl. Place the eggplant on top and pour as much sauce as desired. This was really surprisingly fluffy, juicy, and delicious. It may be tastier than eel. This chawanmushi looks good for the first time I made it. It tasted great and was a great success. My husband told me it tasted better than the one we bought. Sprinkle the soup with black pepper and parsley if desired. The fried tofu stuffed with tofu soaks up the flavor and is perfect. It's recommended as a great source of both vegetable and protein. I'd be happy if you could make any of them. Thank you so much for watching our video. Please subscribe to our channel. If you are already a subscriber and would like to support our channel, please join our membership. Membership feedback will be reflected in content creation. See you in the next video.